Morning, Joseph.
Good morning. Thank you.
Honestly, do you have to be so rude? It's embarrassing.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Honestly, Max, so far this morning, you've been rude to the next-door neighbours, rude to the postman, and downright nasty to that poor guy in the petrol station.
He gave me the wrong change.
Well, it was a simple mistake. Honestly, why can't you just be civil? What's the matter with you?
I am sick and tired of dealing with idiots.
Oh, and does that include me?
No, of course not.
Sometimes you just make me want to scream.
You want to scream.
Sorry we're running a bit late. She's in the traffic this morning.
I know, I've seen it. Looks like the warden and his wife come to Lethbridge today. Morning, Mac.
More bills, there's a surprise.
I know, I wish mine had surprised me and disappear. What about you, Mac? Bills? Paying or what? Now, your first one's early if you want to get started. You know, sooner you start, sooner it's all over.
All over.
Yeah. The day, work, home time, put your feet up, have a long hot bath.
If you don't like working here, Sarah, maybe you could get a job somewhere else?
I was only joking. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Just giving you talk for last.
Sorry, traffic's terrible. There's been some kind of accident.
I know, they're rerouting everything through the centre of town.
Yeah, rerouting it down my street, I think. Who have I got first?
Mr Campbell, and he's been a bit bolshy.
25 minutes, send him in.
Thanks. Bye.
You're an early bird, seeing patients out already.
Well, it's a good job one of us is. Maybe you two could get in before the patients in future. You know, professional standards.
It's not their fault there's been an accident.
I'm not interested in juvenile excuses. Whatever next, letters from your parents. Send the next patient in, would you?
Charming. Mr Macon, Dr Maguire's ready for you now. Don't ask me what it's all about. We had to super glue my head back on this morning.
Another saga in the Maguire household.
Looks like it.
See you in a bit.
His attitude's been getting worse for days.
Tell me about it. Must be a row.
Some row if it's lasted this long. I take it Marcia's still with them.
Oh, yes, and Mac's not too pleased about it.
I'm not surprised.
Why?
Marcia has a drink problem.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. First time I met her was in the police station after she'd been arrested for drunk and disorderly. My guess is it's not the first or the last time she'll have been in that state.
Poor Mac. He must feel terrible. I'm surprised he's coping at all.
I'm surprised Julia asked Marcia to stay, given Mac's history.
I don't think Julia fully understands Mac's history.
She should understand it more than anyone.
No. They weren't together when Mac was drinking. She hasn't seen him at his worst.
Let's hope she doesn't see him at his worst anytime soon.
Your blood pressure is fine, Mr. Making, and your heart is beating normally.
I did feel pain, Doctor. I thought it was my angina.
No, I don't think so. It's more likely to be indigestion.
I don't normally suffer from indigestion.
Well, it seems that you're suffering from it now, but don't worry, I can give you something for that.
I don't think it was indigestion, Doctor. I think it was shock.
Mr. Makin, if you're going to make your own diagnosis, what is the point of coming to see me?
I wanted some advice.
Advice? Do you know how much time doctors waste because people make unnecessary appointments?
I'm sorry to have wasted your time. I'll go.
Joseph, no, please, come back. Just come back, please, and sit down. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. Sorry. Now, please, just tell me why you think that shock is causing your pain.
I thought you and I were pals, Doctor.
Yes, I like to think so.
That's why I came. I haven't anybody else.
I know. Look, I can only apologise for my outburst. It was unforgivable. So please, tell me what the problem is. Thanks. You had no idea you had a son?
No idea at all. Gwen and me got married in June 1946, almost a year after I got back from the war. I promise you, Doctor, I never looked at another woman. We were everything to each other.
Is that when you met, after the war?
No. We met for a brief period in 1940. We had a fortnight together, and then I went off to France. I was gone for the duration.
Did you keep in touch with each other throughout?
No. As I said, it had been brief. And to tell you the truth, I almost forgot about her.
What happened when you got to France?
I was captured after about 4 months. And I was 5 years in a prisoner of war camp in Germany. I was missing, presumed killed. It was some time before the Red Cross tracked me down.
Before you were captured, was there anyone else who you think could have been the mother of your child? I mean, someone apart from Gwen you had a relationship with?
I was a slow starter, as they say. 2 girlfriends before I left, and 2 nurses in a field hospital in France. I can't even remember their names. The poor lass, whoever she was, she must have thought I had been killed. I would never have left her if I'd known her condition.
No, I'm sure you wouldn't. So, when you finally got back, you and Gwen met up again?
Yes. It was an accident. We bumped into each other on New Street Station, and we were both so glad that we were both single.
So that was it, for both of you?
Yes. And although we couldn't have children, we had 40 years of the best marriage anyone could want. It's been lonely 20 years without her.
Don't you think meeting your son might help you do something about that loneliness?
No.
Why not? Who's going to be hurt by it?
My Gwen. I feel like I betrayed her.
But you weren't even with her when you had that relationship.
I know it doesn't make sense. All those years us trying, all those miscarriages. She was heartbroken. And they said she'd never conceive again. There was damage done inside her. And now I find I've got a son of my own by somebody else. Your little lad must be growing up.
Yes, he is.
I'd have loved a little lad. I've always wondered what it would be like to have a son.
Well, now you can find out.
Please, Dr. Maguire. Please telephone the number on the letter. Tell him I don't want him to come. Please, as my friend.
No one there. Look, Joseph, if it'll put your mind at rest, I'll try again later, yeah?
Coffee?
Why not?
Busy morning?
The usual.
Must be quiet at home without Kieran. Still, having a house guest around must liven things up a bit. Marcia, isn't it? Mac, I know. About Marcia. And I know it can't be easy having her in your home.
You know that, do you?
I can guess. Is there anything I can do to help? Mac, we're all concerned.
Really? You had a group meeting about it, did you?
No, we're worried about you, Mac. We care.
Sorry.
Isn't that Davy Ryan who plays for England? Oi, I saw him first.
Hi.
Hi.
Davy, it's good to see you. I asked David to come in to see me. Have I any patients left waiting?
No, that was your last one for the morning.
Great. Come through, Davy.
Wait, sorry, it's just, my brother will kill me if I don't get an autograph. And, just in case you're wondering, my brother's name's Sarah.
Oh, Julia, can I have a little chat?
Yeah, in my office.
Davy Ryan? I thought this job didn't have any perks.
Can I speak to Mr. John Stevens, please? Oh, right. Well, can you tell me where he's gone? Leatherbridge. Right. Yes, thank you. Bye. Bye. Come on, Joseph. Come on, pick up.
Helen and I are concerned for him, Julia.
Well, so am I. He has been more positive about Marcia in the last couple of days.
To me, it doesn't seem very positive to me.
Well, you know, Mac. He can be like a bear with a sore head sometimes.
Yeah, I know. But I think it might be more than that. Don't you? I'm not trying to criticize Julia. I'm not. It doesn't seem very fair that someone like Marcia should come and live in his house. I have seen her when she's had a drink, remember?
We've talked this over. You know what? He's fine with it. He told me that himself.
You think he's telling the truth?
I don't know whether he is or not, but there's nothing that I can do about it, Greg. Marcia needs someone to take care of her. And I can't just throw her out on the street, can I? Well, can I?
No, of course you can't.
I know Mac's my husband and his needs should come first, but I can't just turn my back on my friend.
There are places she can go.
Don't you think I've tried those? They're all full. And I've tried day and night to get hold of her daughter, but so far, nothing.
I see. Thing is, it needs to be resolved quickly, Julia. For Mac's sake.
I'm doing my best. This is Mac we're talking about, okay? He's strong, he can cope.
It's my birthday today, Doctor. They're bad days, aren't they? Birthdays and anniversaries.
Yes, they can be.
Everybody enjoying themselves but you.
Yep.
Because the one person you want to share it with isn't here. Do you have feelings like that, Doctor?
Yes, I do.
They say things get easier with time, but they don't. Sometimes I feel I can't carry on anymore. She was a picture, my Gwen, wasn't she?
Yeah, yes, she was.
She spent her life making me happy. And I let her down.
You mustn't think of it like that. You weren't married. You weren't even together when you fathered your son.
Not expecting any visitors. I don't know when I had the last one. Present company accepted.
That's why I'm here. I did try to stop John Stevens from coming, but he'd already left for Lethbridge.
This might be him.
I think it's very likely.
I can't stand this, Doctor. I can't face it. Please send him away.
Joseph, I want you to calm down, please.
Make him go, please. Make him go.
Hey, oh, what's this?
Oh, it's my blasted ankle. Would you give me a hand?
Yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll take a look at it. Sit still.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but I assure you, all I want to do is to let him know that he has a family. And it's a family that wants to care for him.
I think he's made up his mind.
Please try again. I'm forgetting my manners. This is my granddaughter, Louisa.
Hello?
Gwen.
I really don't need all this fuss.
Everyone needs a bit of a fuss every now and again, even iron ladies.
Ouch. Oh, so that's what you think of me, is it? An iron lady?
A pretty tough one. In the nicest possible way, but with the emphasis on pretty.
Look, I don't think there's anything really wrong with it.
I'm the doctor, and I'll decide if there's something wrong with it. I think you have a sprain.
Well, I'm not a celebrity patient, so are you sure you can fit me in?
Anything for you?
They were all really impressed, actually. Especially Sarah. I don't think her feet have touched the ground yet. So how do you know him?
Davy, son of a good friend. Oh, and I know one of his trainers.
Oh, how did that come about?
Well, you know, I've done quite a lot of work with sports injuries. I still do a private clinic one evening a week.
So I'm really very lucky to have sprained my ankle while you're around, aren't I? Yes, well, I always thought there was a silver lining somewhere.
I can't understand it all. Who are you?
The likeness is quite remarkable. Joseph, Louisa is the great-granddaughter of Gwen Making. I'm Gwen's son.
Gwen had a son?
Your son. She had your son.
There, should soon start to feel better.
I feel so stupid sitting here like this. I've got a million things to do.
Sit still. Doctor's orders. A million things won't go away.
To boss all your patients around like this?
You're married to a GP, Julia. You know what we're like.
Don't adjust.
Leave it. You'll make it worse.
I don't think it could be worse.
What are we talking about here? Your ankle or something else? I'm the soul of discretion, you know.
It's nothing. It's just that I've got a couple of things on my plate at the moment that I'm finding a bit difficult to cope with.
Things you can change, things you can't change.
Oh, things I can't change. Not at the moment.
You know, it's a lot of negative energy worrying about a situation you can't do anything about. What will it achieve?
Nothing.
But even if you can't change it, maybe there's something you can do.
Oh, and what would that be?
Well, you can decide whether you want to manage the situation or to let the situation manage you. And what's it to be? Seems to me you're not the sort of person who would let the situation take over.
I was brought up by a wonderful family and couldn't have asked for a better childhood. However, there was one thing my parents omitted to tell me. I was adopted. Had been adopted in 1941 when I was little more than a week old.
When did you find out?
Only recently. My adopted mother, died, and I had the task of sorting out her estate. Among her many documents, there were papers relating to my adoption.
Must have been a shock.
It was, but not in a bad way. I was curious more than anything.
So you set out to find your birth mother?
Immediately. It was made easier for me by the fact that she'd remained in the area and by the documents and letters that she'd left me.
Letters?
Letters from Gwen Macon, or Gwen Jones, as she was then. Gwen wrote several letters to me from the time of my birth until I was 5 years old. They were passed on to my adoptive parents, first from the Salvation Army, then from the adoption agency that had placed me. Gwen had given birth to me in a Salvation Army hostel for unmarried mothers. But of course, my adoptive parents never disclosed any of the correspondence to me.
Gwen wrote these.
There's also my birth certificate, the original, stating I was born to a Gwen Jones. In the letters, Gwen explains to me how she hopes one day when I'm old enough, I'll read them and understand why she gave me up. In the first one, she explains that her parents wouldn't support her and that my father, Joseph Making, was missing, believed killed in action.
My poor Gwen.
There's a later letter telling me that Gwen's parents, my grandparents, had been killed in an air raid in 1944. After that, she was on her own.
Why did you stop writing?
The last letter is dated 1945. In it, she explains to me that my father, Joseph, is still alive and that they've met up again. She tells of her joy at finding him and her grief at losing me. She says she can't tell him about me because she fears he will never forgive her for giving up their son. It had been 5 years and there was nothing she could ever do about the adoption. But she writes that she loves me and hopes one day I will forgive her. Gwen never told you about me.
I'll go. It's been a lot to take in. Can I get you something? Some water?
No, thank you.
Do you mind if I call you Joseph? Or I could call you Great-Granddad.
You even sound like her.
Is that a bad thing?
No. No, it's not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, she'd have been so thrilled if she could see you.
Don't be sad.
I'm not sad. It's wonderful. I'm happy because I was given the chance.
Joseph, you okay? You don't need to lie down or anything?
I'm all right, thank you, Doctor. I understand. All those miscarriages that made her cry until you thought she couldn't cry anymore. She wasn't crying for the babies she'd lost. She was crying for the one she gave away. The one she couldn't tell me about. I'd have forgiven her everything. She should have known that, but what choice had she?
None. I'd love to know more about her.
Are there more children? Grandchildren?
I have 3 sons and 6 grandchildren. They all want to meet you.
Joseph, is that what you want?
Yes, it's what I want. It's what Gwen would have wanted. Well, thank you, Dr. Maguire, for all you've done.
Are you going to be all right now?
Yes. I never could have dreamed this would happen. Do you think she knows my Gwen? I believe she does.
That's all that matters. You look after what you got, Joseph.
And, Doctor, are you looking after all you've got? You know those times when I said I felt I couldn't carry on? Well, I'm glad that I did now. I've got a reason. I've got a son, and he's the reason.
One or two of you know that this isn't my usual day, so no doubt you're surprised to see me here. Not surprises me. And disappointed. I am very disappointed to be here now. Things were going well. My life was back on track, my marriage. But things are no longer going well. I was going to be strong. Not vulnerable, not weak. Strong. Falling off the wagon wasn't going to happen to me. But it would be so easy, a relief even, just to let it happen. So many people are going to be let down. I've told my wife I can cope, but I can't. Not even sure I want to.
We're on shift with the trauma team tonight at 8:30 here on BBC1. Next this afternoon, dialling a wrong number spells trouble in Diagnosis Murder.